Well, if we look at the stock market in particular, clearly what we can do today is something we couldn't do 10 or even 20 years ago. We can process data much, much faster. And of course, if you think about the amount of data that is out there, this has exploded exponentially over even just the last 10 years, particularly with the advent of things like social media. So in terms of stock markets today, we have algorithmic funds that literally trade based on signals which are generated by very complex systems built into these artificial intelligence programs. And of course, they're in many ways using big data. So really delving into this massive morass of data, including, of course, unstructured text from things like Twitter, in order to make their buy and sell decisions on the stock market. I think the simple risk is one that we've seen with quant funds before, the so-called data crash in 2008 and even before that in 2007. The problem is if you have too many funds using the same algorithms, effectively the same programs, and are trading the same way, then they all react the same way. And this can lead to very wild gyrations, either up very quickly or down very quickly, both in particular stocks and even in the stock market in general. So it can actually make volatility in the stock market far worse based on news flow. There are an increasing number of hedge funds and asset managers that are using not only what we call quantitative techniques, but even machine learning and artificial intelligence algorithms. I think, honestly, they're still in their infancy, and for the most part, it is difficult to tell whether as a group they perform better than other more normally managed funds, with people in charge. There are one or two hedge funds that have done spectacularly well over time. I'm thinking of companies such as Renaissance Technologies in the US or even Winton Capital in the UK, who have long and impressive track records, but these are rather the exception than the rule in a moment for quant funds. Of course, when you think about the application of artificial intelligence and machine learning going forward, I would expect this to be adopted more and more, because I think it's only via trial and error that we improve the existing systems. So I think what we see are systems to some extent in their infancy, but as they grow up, they will improve. And I think ultimately they will take up a larger and larger part of the market and of trading generally.